So we are back, and you guys already know what it is. We get the new designer releases on this channel, and we are back with another one, and one that I was looking forward to since it was announced. And this line has some of my favorite summer fragrances. This one, we're going to see if it's going to stack up. By Dolce and Gabbana, it is Light Blue Summer Vibes. So without further ado, let's get it. Welcome back, my great smelling dudes. You guys already know we got a new fresh release in the 2023 men's fragrance community, and you heard it here first, at least I think. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back with all the new releases. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff, so that we can get straight into it. This line, the light blue line, the original is now more generic than anything, even though it does still smell good. It's a little bit watery now that I've smelled all the rest of them, but still, I love Light Blue Eau Intense. It's my favorite designer summer fragrance. If you mix that with Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's, it's like a citrus mojito. Awesome layering. Then you had Love is Love, Light Blue Sun, some of their other summer flankers. You also did have the Forever and Italian Love, which I didn't personally like, but I can understand why people do like it. And now we have this one. It has a cool box, cool bottle. I'm really interested to see exactly what you get from it. This one that we're going to be talking about today, new release by Dolce and Gabbana. It is Light Blue Summer Vibes. So this is an Eau de Toilette. You can see the box looks really cool. Outside of that, I got the 125 milliliter. It's a 4.25, I believe. And then they also do have a 2.5 ounce. So we're going to get this box open so that we can start talking about the actual fragrance. So again, this is my first impressions. I don't really have the notes or anything like that, so I'm just going to go based on what I know. If I do remember, it was a 3-note breakdown like most of them. But I'm going to go and see what I get from this fragrance. Oh, that's a really sexy bottle. It feels really nice in your hand too. It has this almost glossy feeling to it and look. And then you have obviously those nice blue decals. Almost looks like a blue kaleidoscope. Really nice. So this is Light Blue Summer Vibes. Has the white cap. And then we have the atomizer. As you guys know, it is always the same with all of these light blue bottles. Doesn't really change that much. Give a couple sprays on here. Let that go in the air and see what I get from it. Okay. Ooh. So I heard from a couple people that this smelled like Light Blue Eau Intense. I can tell you, at least from the opening here, it doesn't really smell like Light Blue Eau Intense, really. I mean, there's that light blue DNA is underneath it for sure, but definitely doesn't have Light Blue Eau Intense vibes in the opening. It seems like it's doing its own thing. If you were worried about the grapefruit in this being like the other ones that just came out because you didn't like them like I did, you don't have to worry about that. There is no rindiness in the citrus in this. But in the opening, there's definitely lemon. There's also another citrus in here. I don't know if it might be the grapefruit, like the citrus grapefruit that you get more of the zesty aspect that you get in like Light Blue Eau Intense. That might be playing a small part in here because that is part of the DNA. But right here in the opening, there's a little bit of a sweetness. I don't know if it might be like vanilla. There might be a little bit of like a vanilla tinge in here. But in the opening, it's really nice. There's a dustiness. There's a dustiness to this. And I was thinking to myself whenever I was smelling this, what does that remind me of? It doesn't really remind me of anything because it does have that light blue DNA. Then there's a little bit of a undertone of sweetness. You have that citrus in there, some aromatics floating around, and then there's a dusty woodiness. If you don't know what I mean by dustiness, it kind of means like, think about walking into your woodshop class when you were in high school and you smell that like kind of sawdust. Well, take away that like heavy woodiness and just think of the dustiness portion of it. That's kind of what I mean by that. It's not super dusty. It just has a little feeling of dustiness in here. It has it's like a dusty aromatic tone mixed with that citrus and a little bit of an undertoning sweetness. I don't know if it's like a tonka bean, an amber, or a vanilla. It's just an undertoning sweetness, and it's actually quite nice. I'm really enjoying this. This is different. This is not what I was expecting because, again, I heard people say it smelled like Light Blue Eau Intense. There's a freshness to this, but it has more of that all season type feel to it, where you could wear this in spring, summer, fall, winter, even though it does feel more centric to spring and summer. Yeah, that's really nice. It's definitely leaning heavier on the woods as we're getting a couple minutes into here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it about 15 to 20 minutes, come back, let you guys know how it's dried down. Maybe I'll give it about a half hour just so it can dry down. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on that, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are back. So I wanted to wait 40 minutes. So it's been 40 minutes since I put on Light Blue Summer Vibes. I also resprayed the opening on my right wrist. I was going to wait about 25 or 30, but then it started to change again. So again, the way that I can explain this, I really like the fragrance. Showed it to my wife, showed it to my daughter. They both said, wow, I really like that. And I agree, it's a really good fragrance. I think it still is more stationed towards any season. If you could say it's spring, summer, fall, it's not really a cold weather fragrance, but I could wear this all year round. Even though it's called Summer Vibes, it's definitely a mass appealing, all season, really anytime wear. I would say day or night, but more day with this. This fragrance is really nice. So again, in the opening, you get citrus for about 3 or 4 minutes with an undertoning sweetness of like vanilla or tonka or something that really does dissipate as that citrus dissipates. At about 5 to 10 minutes, the citrus starts to go down as you get that dusty woods I was telling you about, and some aromatics really pulling forward to the forefront of the fragrance, while you do get that citrus undertoning it. And I told you that the Light Blue Eau Intense vibes weren't really there in the opening. Well, they do pull forward as you get about 30 minutes into the fragrance, which is why I decided to wait. And right now, it does have, I would say in the opening, you really don't get that Light Blue Eau Intense vibe at all. And now you get about 40% of what Light Blue Eau Intense is with a twist. And that twist is going to be that dusty woods. It still has the aromatics that you get in Light Blue Eau Intense. It still has that kind of citrus aspect that is a little bit more dialed down. This is more of a mature take on the DNA. It's more woody. It is definitely one that I am wanting to wear more and more. This bottle is great. I can't wait till I get the weather gets hotter outside. I can put this on. This is definitely going to be one that I can tell you is fantastic. The one thing I can say is that it is a little bit lighter than Light Blue Eau Intense, at least for the opening 40 minutes. And so I don't know what that's going to say, but it's not overly light. I would just say it's about moderate. It starts out above average for the first 10 minutes, and then it goes down to about moderate. With that said, I can tell you this fragrance is really good. It is a unique, more mature, woody take on the light blue DNA, and it is modern. I think it's going to be a great spring and summer flanker for this line. It's going to be one that even the people out there that are like the niche snobs, I think that they will actually enjoy this fragrance because it doesn't feel too designer-esque to me, while it still does have that mass appeal. It's an every time wear. Definitely all season, again, leaning towards the spring and summer. With that said, Light Blue Summer Vibes, Dolce and Gabbana knocked it out of the park with this one. Just based on the opening 40 minutes, I would say with this fragrance, I would give it probably an 8. Maybe an 8.2. I think that it is fantastic. It's a great wear. You guys should definitely get out and smell it. It is at Sephora and Kohl's and at my other Sephora. Also try out the women's Light Blue Summer Vibes. That one's a little bit different than what you would expect, but it's really freaking good. I tried that. They had a tester of it there. They didn't have a tester of this. So again, this is Light Blue Summer Vibes. I'll be back in about a week to 10 days with my full review, and then we'll go from there. But all I gotta say, it's a woody aromatic fragrance with a little bit of that dustiness in there, sweetness undertone, and it's just a really good fragrance. So that is Light Blue Summer Vibes. Let me know in the chat what you think about it, and again, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.